I literally can't tell y'all how important making a difference is in people's lives. Like, there's literally so very little that you can do and or say, and it will literally be enough to make somebody's day. And it'll even mean the world if it's especially somebody that you know and care about, or someone that you're in a relationship with, or family-wise or friend-wise. You have got to be a very, very blessed person to have that type of energy in your life. Literally. Because every human being on earth wants peace, harmony, bliss, laughter, joy. Literally, that's literally heaven on earth, where you basically have no negative emotions. Literally, I can name a few. Depression, no. Anxiety, no. Stress, no. Fear, no. Nothing. No negativity exists in heaven. It doesn't. If you live your life like heaven, you really shouldn't be having any problems in your life at all. You shouldn't be having no physical, no mental problems at all. You should be a pure human being. Just completely pure. Everything, literally, you're completely and spiritually pure. You know, you're living your life. You love your job. You love your co-workers. You're not giving a single crap what hardship you go through. You're still going through it with purity, with peace, with mindfulness, with hope, with faith, with patience. That is how everyday life should be for every single person. But at the end of the day, we live in a God-fearing world. Literally, where people are having trouble understanding the unfortunate truth and overall nature of reality. People don't wish to understand it. You can know about it and do the research about it, but you also have to have a clear understanding on what it's talking about. And all you literally have to do is just understand it. If you do more research on understanding a lot of stuff, because like I said, that's a difference. If you just know something but don't understand it, that's where the confusion hits. That's when life feels a little on edge or don't feel right, because you're still confused about certain things. But it's the problem, or it's like I said, it's the lack of understanding. It's not me putting people down, or it's not me saying that people ain't got no common sense. Everyone has common sense by nature. People, it's just that when people go through mental problems or just dealing with their life struggles and all, people can't apply this stuff into their lives because they're having a hard time to, because they're confused about it, or they're having a hard time understanding. That's why whenever I give advice, I don't expect anybody to just know it. I'm not forcing anybody to take my advice, because at the end of the day, I can't change nobody. Like I always say, and like I always keep repeating, I can't change nobody other than myself, but I can surely make a difference though. And at the end of the day, I keep saying that if you believe in heaven, and if you believe that heaven exists on earth, which I do believe it does, it's just literally applying that knowledge, that understanding of it, and literally just simply applying it, basically through prayer, meditation, reading the Bible, or Some sources even say that you can even join some spiritual groups, like legitimate spiritual groups that are just focused on spreading God's word. Like, literally. Like, God is all about positivity. And Satan, obviously, is about negativity. Literally. And I would never understand why people look at negativity as a way of coping with their struggles or with their feelings or whatever. I don't know how some people can think like that. But deep down, they do have God in them. They do have common sense. People who go through mental struggles, or people who struggle with PTSD, depression, anxiety, fear, all of that, they're just having a hard time just understanding, the truth to reality, and letting it be known that this is just how life is. It's just how you carry yourself through it. And that's literally it. It really shouldn't matter what people think of you. It shouldn't matter what people's opinions are about you. None of that matters, honestly. It really doesn't. Of course, it's meant to throw you off. People who think negatively about you, or people talking poorly about you, or bullying you, or this and that type of energy is meant to make you snap. But being mindful, though, that the consequences of how you react to something like that is not only going to look bad on the person that you're doing it to, but it's also going to look bad on yourself because of how you're reacting. That's why whenever I'm around drama or negativity, I just don't do anything or say anything nor pay it any mind. Because it ain't my business, and there's no reason for it to be my business. Like, literally. And at the end of the day, I enjoy giving people advice, and I enjoy giving, people life lessons, relationship advice. I'm still doing research on all of this. Like, I'm not making any of this up. Like literally, I go on Google all the freaking time, just, thinking of questions about spirituality, about reality, about life lessons, life advice, learning from mistakes. I'm looking all of this up on online, and I'm literally trying to rephrase it in my own words, but the sources is literally just coming from just doing research. And literally there's a lot out there. Not just therapy or psychology or whatever, even though you can still do research on psychology, doing this, doing that, and and just do it how you want. But at the end of the day, I enjoy making a difference in other people's lives, while also improving and changing my habits and how I operate to live the life I deserve. But other than that, life is literally just about learning, experiencing, just being mindful, staying at peace, being pure, remaining high in faith, always believe that better days are coming. Literally. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It can be a bad situation, it can be an in-between, or it can be a good situation. You still gotta have faith, pray. Literally, because all of this stuff can literally unlock, your true spirituality. It's just, it's literally just applying the time, the patience, and the amount of stillness. Basically just separating yourself from any form of noise and just a place completely quiet, just to yourself. No noise, no phone, no social media, none of that. Or unless if it's like music or nice calm music and whatnot. that could definitely be a good factor in, you know, helping with your mental health, or anybody going through it. That can help for sure. You know, but at the end of the day, it's all about just doing the research, understanding it from other people's point of view. That's for sure. Not just from your own point of view and not just from your own knowledge, but you got to understand it from others' point of views too. And I'm not saying that you have to know about it or know all the details. It's just you just understanding it because you're seeing it from that perspective. And that would make you understand it even more and be like, oh, I get it. So, you know, you've been looking at it the way you've been looking at it, but if you're seeing it from their perspective, it makes even more sense, and that's a real eye-opener. So you can't just understand it from your perspective. It's always important to understand it from other people's. That's why it's always important to always listen to most people that God put in your life rather than just hearing them. There's a difference, again, between hearing and listening. So, yeah, making a difference is literally a huge change rather than changing somebody. Literally. And whether or not people want to take your advice, then don't waste your time with them, because you can put in so much love and support into this person, and all they give you is nothing but nastiness, negativity, this and that, resentment, entitlement, ego, whatever. And they don't want to listen to the truth or the reality of things. So you're going to be like, you know, forget it. I'm going to just let you figure it out, and may God be with you. Don't even waste your energy on them, because it's just going to drain you. Yeah, and that really goes for everybody. You know, friends, family, if you're in a relationship, all that applies to them, literally. You know, if you're trying to help this person out into becoming better physically and mentally, but they keep pushing you away because of their own entitlement, ego, or beliefs and whatnot, then don't even waste time with them. Don't even waste time with them. But yeah, I figured I'd just get this part 2 out of making a difference. Whichever other video idea I come out with, I'll keep y'all in the loop, or I'll post about it and whatnot. But yeah, more content is coming soon, y'all. I promise that. At the end of the day, I need to have the appropriate stuff. But other than that, more content will soon arise. But until then, this is what I got for y'all. I hope y'all watched it all the way through. If you did, you're a real MVP. And I will see y'all in the next one. All right? God bless.